Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Welcome back, devoted Dhamma practitioners and friends in Dhamma. As you may recall from part 1 and 2 of our examination of the Mangala Sutta, we started to look at the importance of developing wisdom from an early age and cultivating the right understanding. In Buddhism, it is called samadhi. We then move on to the study of how we slowly improve our behaviors and choices we make through a keenly developed mind, making life altering choices through the use of wisdom. We talk about choosing a suitable place to live, accumulating meritorious deeds through choosing to live a righteous life, being resourceful and skillful at all things you do, using self-discipline to do the right things in life and avoid useless things and using tactful speech. We then describe this as the forming of our character through good deeds, developing or cultivating our sila, morality. Not only does this apply to our body, but it applies to our mind also. It is important to develop right thinking and then right action to lead successful life. We also talk about what type of behaviors we should cultivate. These include make a full effort to be resourceful in everything we do, being skillful at everything we do. This doesn't only apply to things we learn at school. We also need to excel at the school of life. This is a journey that one must undertake with a genuine desire to improve oneself. There is no shortcut. There is no cheating, deceiving. If you somehow believe that there is a shortcut, the only person you are deceiving is yourself. The genuine nature of this journey is that you have to be authentic. You cannot show one fact to the world and then show the opposite side to the rest of your family or in home life. Although I am explaining this to you as part of the Buddhist Dhamma sermon, this applies to all human beings. Choosing to live a virtuous life doesn't necessarily have to be that it has to be incorporated into an organized religion. These lessons can be applied to any human being's life. Anyone can listen to this and choose to make wise choices in their lives, in your lives. As we examine the next stanza, next gatha, we can say in Pali language, you can say gatha instead of stanza, you will realize that we have now come to the implementation phase of what we have learned in our early life. We move from contemplation to implementation. We move from contemplation to implementation. Once again, once you come to this stage, you would have your own families, your own careers will underway. Now we have entered a stage in our lives where we have to successful and thoughtfully carry out our obligations. Fifth stanza is like this. Mata pitu upattanang puttadaras sanggaho anakulaca kammanta itang mangala nuttamang. The 11th quality is caring for your mother and father. It is very clear. Helping your parents, caring for them when they cannot take care of themselves. Mata pitu pattana. That's the Pali statement. As children or teenagers or youth, there are many things you could do to help your parents. For example, you can wash your dishes after you eat. Very simple thing, but you don't do. Not you, some student, some children don't do that also. Put away your clothes in the right places when you come home. Help them keep the house clean. But when you get older, there is an inherent obligation and a responsibility to care your parents. At this point, they may have become weaker, cannot do things the way they used to. There comes a point in their lives and in your life where they will be dependent on you. Now you have a choice. You could turn your back on the very people that looked after you. When you couldn't look after yourself. They raised you, fed you, sent you to school to get a good education, and they supported you to become who you are. There are some people in this world who forget their beginning and turn their back on the very people that were there for them at the beginning. There are some. But I am sure you are not one of them. Anyway, the right thing to do is to attend to their needs the same way they attend to you or better. Now it is possible that along the way there are many have been some unintentional or intentional wrongdoings that may have happened. But you must forgive those flaws. You must forgive those flaws. We all make mistakes. We are all human beings. I want you to think, how do I become a better human being? Well, one of the most important ways we do that is to rightfully carry out our obligation. Carrying out our obligations. If our parents cannot bath themselves, clean themselves, give them a bath. Clean you can clean them kindly. If they cannot eat, feed them. If they can no longer drive to the grocery store or go to the doctor, drive them, help them in very capacity. You must help your parents. Our time is precious. Our time is precious because we have so many obligations. But remember, they were once young. They also had obligation. But they took their time for you. You can compare it now and then. Now it is your turn to return the favor. Whatever is necessary to care for the parents who cared for you when you couldn't fully care for yourself as a child. The parents don't necessarily mean your biological parents. It could be step parents, adoptive parents, your grandparents, or anyone who cared for you the same way a parent is supposed to care for their child. Let's look at number 12th quality. Number 12th quality is cherishing your children. Putta darasa sangaho. Cherishing your children. In this gatha, explain this quality like this. As an adult or as a parent, you must care for the children you bring into this world. That is true. Their emotional needs and physical needs are equally important. The only way they become responsible adults is through your constant guidance and support. Sure, there will be friends that will try to influence them in teenage years. The friends sometimes become more important in certain stages of their lives, but it is your responsibility to set the moral standards right from the beginning. So, when they have very tough choices to make, they will automatically know what to do, what option to choose. You don't wait until they are teenagers or try to instill morality. You give them the confidence to make the right choices in life through your investment of time and energy in their well-being from an early age. This doesn't mean that they have to turn up to be just like you. You have to remember that they come from you, but they are individuals with their own feeling and own personalities. The character traits of a successful parent is that they guide to allow the child to achieve their full potential. You don't live their lives. They have to do it themselves. You are simply the wise guide. At some point, you have to let them go, but when you do, they have become confident, self-assured beings because of your attention and guidance. Next quality is anakula cha kammanta, the 13th quality. The 13th quality is caring for your spouse and all living beings in your household. You have a very important obligation to your spouse. Married couple know that each other. You have to be mindful of their needs. This applies to both wives and husbands and any type of relationship. Sometimes we keep ourselves busy by raising children and doing other work related things. We do not pay attention to our relationships. This makes couples drift apart. As much as it is important to carry out our other responsibilities, we must invest and devote time to our spouses. It is one of the most important relationships in our lives. While putting a primary emphasis on carrying out your obligation to your spouse, you must also show loving kindness to all beings in your care and household. Every life is valuable and everyone deserves kindness. This also includes household pets too, not only children, not only human. If you grow some pets, you have to take care of them very well. It is not good to neglect anyone. Show compassion towards all beings, even house animals, pets. Let's see the number 14th quality in this sutta. Engage in peaceful occupation. This is the anakula cha kammanta. Caring for your spouse and all beings in your household is the putta darassa sangha, including that statement. Anakula cha kammanta. This Pali statement tells us engage in peaceful occupation. As mentioned earlier, choose occupation that do not require you to raise animals to slaughter or kill them later on, selling meats. Selling alcohol and narcotics, selling weapons, and selling poisonous items that could harm being and the environment, and engage in slavery and human trafficking, including prostitution. Thoroughly, this all business, trade, refused in Buddhist teachings. As you can probably observe now, all qualities we have discussed up to now leads you down the Eightfold Noble Path. For example, Samma Ditti, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammat. Sammaditi explained in English as right view. Samavacha means right speech. Samma Kammat means right livelihood. Now let's examine Gatha number 6, stanza 6. Dhanancha dhammacariyacha nyatakanancha sangaho anakulacha kammanta itang mangala muttamang. Dhanancha dhammacariyacha nyatakanancha sango anavacchani kammani etam mangala muttama. By now, you are in the Middle Ages. As mentioned earlier, this is a very busy time in your life. You have many obligations and responsibilities. However, at the same time, take time to cultivate other practices that brings you meaning in life. It enhances your qualities of life. According to this Gatha stanza, 15th quality is generosity. Generosity. The Pali word for this is dana. It doesn't only mean giving things to monk. It means that you help relatives, those who are poor. Giving things to people who deserve things. Giving without expecting anything in return is the true essence of generosity. When you give, you are letting go of any attachment to whatever it is that you are giving. As the expressions goes, there is string attached. 16th quality is Dhamma practice. Dhamma Chariyacha. Living according to the Dhamma, modeling all your behavior so that it is in harmony with the teachings of Dhamma. Engaging in rightful activities, physically, vocally and mentally. Following the 10 wholesome acts according to which a person must model their behavior. I will tell you the 10 wholesome acts or deeds. First one is abstaining from killing living beings, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct. Fourth one is abstaining from false speech. Fifth one, abstaining from malicious speech. Number 6 is abstaining from harsh speech. 7th is abstaining from gossip. Number 8 is abstaining from coveting. Number 9 is abstaining from ill will. Last one is number 10, possessing right understanding of the Dhamma. These are actions that we must abstain from. However, the actions that we must submerge ourselves in are called punya kriya. They are as follows: dana, giving to charity or generosity. Sila is morality, observing 5 precept, 8 precept and 10 precept, etc. Third is bhavana, meditation, both tranquility and insight. Fourth one is apachayana, reverence to elders and holy persons. Fifth one is vijjavacha, service in wholesome deeds. Pattanumodana. Number 7, rejoicing in others' merit. Number 8 is Dhamma savana, listening to the doctrine or Dhamma. Number 9 is Dhamma desana, teaching or sharing the knowledge of the doctrine. Dittiju kamma is the number 10, straightening one's right view or objective and steadfast view. If you live according to these, you automatically become a calmer person. You have no stress in your life, being able to decipher between good act and bad act and following the right path. I realized that I discussed quite a lot in this section, but it is very important. These actions that we must cultivate with much effort and determination. 17th quality is caring for extended family. This means that you help your extended family when possible. If you have grandparents who live with you, provide them what they need. Aunts and uncles, call and see if they are doing well. If they ask for help, provide it to them. Friends are important, but your family has always been there for you. They are connected to them. Outsiders are not necessarily there. The ones that are connected to you, you have an obligation, and it also shows your quality as a human being. You also earn their respect and blessings. Next, look at our speech 18th quality. Number 18th quality, blameless action. Anavajjani kamma. Acting in a rightful way, so that you do not offend anyone or hurt anyone. When you earn a living, you do it without breaking any rules, stealing. You earn with honesty and fairness, without stealing. Anavajjani kamma, right action. For example, when you choose a livelihood, choose a career that doesn't involve raising animals for slaughter, selling drugs and alcohol, selling pesticide or poisonous items, selling weapons and engaging in slavery or human trafficking. If you follow and practice all of the above actions, then you are on your way to becoming a more disciplined and righteous human being, a spiritual human being. I understand that this is a lot to understand and absorb. Take your time. Develop these skills, qualities gradually. Listen to the advice again and again until you fully understand. we will end our I will end our desana very soon here and discuss the remaining factors in the next sum. So my friends in Dhamma and dear devotees, dear children, I love so much you all. Every day I like to see your happiness, peaceful life, so determined to improve those skills in your life and try to apply those skills in your daily life. May you all realize this Dhamma, and may you all be free from all suffering. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.